Guys, it is Sunday, March the 6th, 2022, and welcome to the Zodiac Chatline. I'm your host, Tanae, and of course, as always, my co-host, Moon Sister, Cassie in the building. What up, girl?
What's up? Hello to everyone who has joined us.
Yeah.
Bobby, hello.
Hello, lady. Love it. Yes, people in the chat. We are so excited about today, the past couple days. It's kind of been cool, you know? It's clearly Bobby likes some Pisces season. We know. We were actually just about to, good segue, Bobby. It is currently Pisces season. However, there are 4 planets that are in Aquarius right now. So it's a good kind of mixture of energy, you know? The fun, you know, dreamy Pisces energy with the weird and
intellectual,
rebellious, strange energy of Aquarius. And so, you know, Cassie had a great suggestion for after the show.
Yes, well, speaking about planetary transits, as we will, what's going on. But first, Coral is in the chat, as always. Our Sagittarius, amazing producer. Looking for your questions. We're going to answer them at the end of the show. If you got them, drop them in. Ask us anything. It doesn't have to be about astrology, but we would prefer that. But yeah, so we had a couple of fun things this weekend. Yesterday was a conjunction between the Sun and Jupiter in Pisces, which is super cool. Hi. Super cool. Kind of, hopefully you all felt good vibes yesterday. It was the first warm day of the year where I live. And it was a very happy, nice day in general. Anytime the Sun and Jupiter are close together, it is a harmonious event, but especially in the sign of Pisces, because that is one of Jupiter's happy places. So it was really nice. And today, we have Mars and Venus linking up for a nice conjunction in Aquarius. And anytime Mars and Venus link up, it's time to get sexy.
It's a party.
It's a party.
Girl. It's a party.
If you've got someone to get intimate with, do that and get weird with them, because that is what Aquarius wants you to do.
Extra weird. You know, like... Yeah, like if you thought it was weird, no, get weirder.
Yeah, right.
Get freakier.
A little bit more.
Hey, you know what? It's only for a short amount of time. Enjoy it as we do.
And you said, so in addition to Mars and Venus, who else is in Aquarius right now?
Mercury is in Aquarius for a little bit, and Saturn. Right, so that's some decent energies, honestly, all the way around. It gives a lot of chatter and a lot of fun meeting. I feel like meeting a lot of unique, original type of people, or unique, original type of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it gives you a little bit of a discernment with Saturn there. Saturn's like, okay, you gonna work for this? Like, this is the weirdo you're gonna work for.
Right. Which is honestly probably good to have in Pisces season too, because Pisces is so dreamy that we can really lose our sense of discernment in Pisces season if we have too much water happening. So
yeah, girl.
Thank you, Aquarius planets,
you're welcome.
Not bringing us back to Earth, but
taking us to space.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
space instead of our delusions.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, it's still out there.
Right.
So anything else fun? Because I'm really excited about who we have today.
Me too. Yeah. You mentioned Mercury is in Aquarius for a little bit. It will be going into Pisces on Wednesday. So trade your sarcasm for tears later this week. But yeah, that's it for as far as planetary transits go. Everything's still moving forward.
Yeah.
And
cheers on that, guys. Cheers on that. And now's a good time to really your new moon intentions, we set those last week or Thursday or Friday. So, time to kind of just allow them to be and kind of get in it. So we're ready to rock
slowly
and
start
roll.
working toward those goals. And yeah.
So today, Cassie's going to introduce our guest. But we're
Yes.
excited to have, we got Leos forever, but you know, we love you.
We do. We have Leos for days, and they are so amazing. We're so glad to have them here. Our guest today is Kaylee. Kaylee is one of two of my Leo hairdressers who've been on the show, which is incredible and so perfect for them. And Kaylee is a Leo sun, a Sagittarius rising, and a Libra moon. And a baby. Oh my God. Tanae and I are both old enough to be your mom, girl. This really, like, getting your
we could be your moms together.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we were whole live adults. And we actually just I'm just messing with you. We also just realized that you actually have not voted in a regular election yet, correct?
No, I just turned 18 in August.
Wow.
So have not been able to vote.
What's the world like?
Yeah, I know. Honestly, Cassie and I are thrilled to hear your point of view because we think that your generation is going to save us all.
Right, we're praying that you will. Yeah. So, a brief intro. We know Kaylee knows something about astrology because when I came and I sat in Kaylee's chair, I brought my gal pal Katie's chart to break down because she was going to be a guest on the show that week, and who you share a karmic path with and a North Node placement, by the way, Kaylee, which is crazy. But she peeked over my shoulder and was like, "Hey, so you like astrology, huh?" And then not only could rattle off her whole chart as far as all the placements, but knew her mom and sisters by heart, like every single placement. It was incredible. I was like, oh, the universe knew what they were doing with us.
It was meant to be.
That was.
Oh, so, for sure.
How did you get into astrology? What has drawn you to it throughout your life?
So my mom is really into astrology. So growing up, like, she has taught me and my sister a lot about it. We talk about it a lot. And also I just think it's interesting. I love astronomy also. So I don't know. I've always just been interested in it, and I kind of grew up learning about it.
Did descriptions of Leo resonate with you growing up?
Yeah. I feel like usually it's all pretty positive stuff, and I don't know. I feel like growing up, I was like, sounds like it could be me. Like, sounds pretty accurate.
Right. Love it.
Yes.
Tanae?
Well, so you and I share some things that are similar. And that is some 8th house energy.
Yes.
And tell me how that things have transformed in your life out of your control.
Out of my control?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess. Interesting question. I feel like. I don't know. Like, what do you mean by transform? Like things just changing in general?
Yeah, because with, you know, how 8th house energy is more like it's transformative, but usually it's because something comes and like happens and it's like, oh, I have to now transform into another version because that version is no longer makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like throughout my life, I don't know, I always kind of want to transform and like I always want to try to get better and better. Like I feel like there will never really be like a peak of life, or at least I think there shouldn't. You shouldn't try to think like that. Like it should always be kind of transforming and changing for whatever's going on like in your life, and hopefully for the better. Sometimes it's for the worse, but that can end up being like necessary at the time.
That's an amazing way to look at it.
Thank you.
And a very positive attitude to have for somebody with 8th house energy, because you are likely to experience, you're quite young, you have a lot of life to live.
The silver lining, and if things do transform out of my control, I try to be like, well, maybe it's meant to be, maybe it's meant to like help me in some way, and like help me learn stuff.
That beautiful Leo optimism running through that placement.
All of that with the Jupiter and the. She's like, it's fine. I see it's pretty in some way. You know, pretty in its pain, pretty in its depth. I like that.
It's all gonna work out. You have the your moon is sextile to Jupiter there in Leo and your moon in Libra. And one thing I read about that particular aspect was it tends to give the person who has it faith that things will turn out for the best.
Oh yeah,
it
for sure.
like gives a pause, and considering it's not just that angle offering that, but the two signs it's in are Leo and Libra, both not pessimists of the zodiac, certainly, right? Like,
not at
tend
all.
to be looking for the beauty in things and trying to find an optimistic way to look at it. So that's very favorable for you in the long term.
Yeah. Plus, with my rising being Sagittarius, I know Sagittarius is also a pretty optimistic sign.
Oh yeah,
So that can factor into it.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that makes your chart ruler Jupiter, which is there in Leo, adding all of that joy.
Yeah, most of your luck comes from like really shining and being you and transforming all of that. Like that's always going to be
sweet.
Like, I mean,
we just see what we see, girl.
But having Jupiter and Leo, like, it's lucky when you are yourself, because Leos are the best when they are themselves. And you also have the sun in Leo, so again, really, you have some your placements, they're you have pretty positive placements, even though they might be challenging. Might be challenging, but you at your youthful age appear to have learned how to handle, like, it doesn't hit you as hard as it may. Some other people, like you, kind of have learned how to move with that energy instead of fighting against it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty true.
Do you
with that one?
feel like you've always been able to be yourself, or did that require any unpacking for you?
I think I feel like in recent years, I've definitely been able to become myself more. And like at the time, I wasn't like, I'm not being myself right now. But looking back, I'm like, and maybe that's just because I was like a lot younger. And I think as everyone ages, they become more like authentic. But I do think, like, looking back, I kind of had to like do a lot of like reflection, I guess, and spend a lot of time by myself and just really do a lot of thinking. And that has helped me become like the person I am today.
That's good.
Yeah. That's a lot of 8th house. I was going to say that's a lot of...
the 8th house can be a lot of layers on top of your real self, right? And it's fortunate again to have Leo there ruling that house for you, because you innately, like, in it, you feel that burning to shine and shine outward. For instance, if you had Scorpio, all those placements in Scorpio in the 8th house, or even Tanae has a little bit more challenge with that, with Aquarius and all those placements, because there's a lot of analyzing that happens before you're able to reveal your true self. But Leo will give you a little bit of ease. Tanae and I both guessed that people probably underestimate you and underestimate the depth at which you are able to comprehend and understand, especially understand things like other people's motivations. People probably think, oh, she's a nice girl. Oh, she's a nice girl that can low-key read me for Phil, because she totally understands exactly who I am just by looking at my eyeballs.
She like saw me coming. That's what I said. I told Cassie, I said, people look at her and they're like, oh my God, look at her. She's so pretty. She's so, and like take it very surfacely and don't understand the depth of which you actually are as a person, and how you're just like, and continue to use that to your advantage. I will say that out loud.
Okay.
Because the value in that is that you still, deep down, you know who you are, and and that
I think that's what matters most.
Absolutely.
Like,
and that moves
I'd rather
you
know
more
myself
than
other people.
Girl, say it. But I'm just, that moves you more than just the superficial of like, what everybody else sees on the outside. So stay true to that and continue. If you need to go within, girl, it's your favorite. You got to be your favorite homie.
No, literally.
Like, that's it. Alone. It's good to be alone. Just don't isolate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
a good balance.
Yes, because it's with 8th house energy. It allows it allows you to get kind of deep in that, it would be so easy not to come out of it and just be like, I'm good. Everybody else can stay over there. But you need to come back, especially with eighth house energy, because it's after marriage. And so a lot of your interactions are based on other people. And so it's other connections that end up transforming you.
Okay. Yeah. Love that.
You have an interesting, speaking of marriage, in your seventh house of, like marriage and partnerships, long-term relationships, you have Saturn in Cancer. And I also have Saturn in the seventh house. Mine's in Scorpio, which is even crazier. But one interesting thing about that placement is it does lead to a lot of discernment for you in partners. You
Oh God.
aren't gonna take just anyone to be your long-term partner. Like you may, and you probably will. You have a moon in Libra and you have all those Leo places. You'll probably date a lot of people and be flirtatious and, get attention, whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
You probably do want it somewhat because again, you have all those Leo placements. They crave adoration and attention, but also in the eighth house, you're kind of like, why are you giving me so much attention? Right? Like, why are you looking at me so much?
Yeah. But also I love it. But what's going on?
I love it.
She's like, it's
but I'm nervous.
Right. Yeah.
But Saturn in your seventh house, you might your marriage might happen a little later in your life. I was in my early 30s when I got married. I was just shy of 30 when I met the man who's now my husband. And it often means that you marry someone who is either in a good financial position or who is able to add benefit financially to your situation. And there's a lot of reasons in your chart to believe you'll be successful on your own. So, Beyonce, just marry a billionaire too.
Yes.
Now you got two billionaires.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, she is probably going to be like a J-Lo, like have her own money, her own thing, and just happen to marry somebody who has their own money and own thing. But for you, I think having your own is vitally important to you being successful for the rest of your life, because it'll keep you emotionally feeling better about the whole thing.
Like I always want to be able to take care of myself, like I guess before anyone else.
That is wise. People your age can't. No, but honestly, like you definitely have this. You're an old soul, and Cassie and I both, I think, agree upon this. On that,
that's such a good compliment.
You can feel the energy from you that you understand. Like maybe yes, you were born just a short time ago, but your soul has evolved to a point where like it's helpful for you, because as Cassie said, with your Venus in Leo in the eighth house, that is probably going to be the trickiest placement where you want to make sure you discern a lot, because you're going to get attention because, and it's not always going to be the most positive attention. So just for your sake, set up good, healthy boundaries, emotionally.
So important.
And if you have to tell somebody, I said what I said, say what you got to say. And no is a complete statement, and there's no explanation after that. So I really encourage you to use your voice in that way and to like set good boundaries for yourself, because I can't wait till you're super famous and we're gonna be like, we knew her.
Right? Thank you.
We'll be later in our life, but we'll be able to watch you and stuff on the YouTube. So yeah,
be in our 50s, just like living our best crone.
You'll be in your 50s. I'll be in my 60s. But hey, I'll still look like this. So that's the only part that I'm looking for.
I will look like a crone. It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing okay with my skincare regimen. It'll be fine. But I was glad to hear you say that you consider self-sufficiency so important, because there were two kind of, I won't call them competing influences in your chart, but there are two things to pay attention to when it comes to like your career path. One is the moon in Libra in your 10th house of career. And that is having the moon there is a very favorable placement for success. Any planets in your 10th house are most planets are a bonus there. But the moon especially so. And you're very internally like oriented toward achieving success. Leos are also oriented toward achieving success. And then you have you also have the North Node in Taurus, and that is very concerned with material gains, financial stability, and also self-sufficiency. Because the difference between your Taurus North Node and your moon in the 10th house in Libra is that the moon in the 10th house in Libra may want too much to please others with their success, or otherwise hinge their success on their business partners. And I would encourage you to focus on self-sufficiency, like that, channeling that North Node in Leo, or North Node in Taurus energy, excuse me, is, I think, really going to be helpful for you, just continuing to feel confident in who you are, and invite people in as you want to and deem them worthy of being in your regal royal space. But also do not rely on people.
Right.
I won't be like, don't rely on people for shit, because I don't want to be that cynical, but
don't rely on
make sure you can take care of yourself first. And it's fundamentally, important that you do.
You can be supported by other people as opposed to relying on other people.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just support means like you just kind of need extra, but you got it, and relying on us is, so I don't think we're too concerned. We just wanted to share that,
Thank you.
You got, I don't.
We're not worried about you.
No, there's like
worried about you.
major. I'm excited to watch you grow into like more, even to have your Saturn return, because you haven't even had your, I know that's a long ways off for you, but you haven't even had your Saturn return, and even that, like,
what's my Saturn return?
Your Saturn return happens when you're 29. And so it's usually like a last-ditch effort for the universe to explain all of the karmic lessons that you were supposed to learn in those 29 years before you turn 30. And a lot of times your Saturn return in your 29th year is difficult in some ways, because Saturn isn't meant to be easy. Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, and Saturn is a taskmaster. So Saturn is work. And it is karmic work, because what you put in is what you will get out. And so once you hit that 29th year, you might have a lot of revelations, and then you'll wake up on your 30th birthday and things will just feel different. It did for me. I mean, even for Cassie, I feel like, you just, and especially as a woman, you like, I'm really excited to just watch you grow, because you're coming up in a very different time. I know that sounds weird, and it's not that we're ancient, but you did, you kind of went to high school during a pandemic, and like, you didn't probably go to graduation like normal. So a lot of things, and a lot of your life and a lot of your friendships and relationships were technological. So they were always on the phone, on the internet, on the phone. It was very much like that. It wasn't as kind of face-to-face contact as I think Cassie and I kind of grew up with. So just to kind of, you have that knowledge and watch you evolve, like, I have no doubt. And actually, oddly enough, Kylie Jenner also has her 8th house in Leo. So, yeah, and she not broke either. Let's just say that.
Beauty mogul.
She's still cool. Her baby daddy, he's whatever, but she's still living her best life. Remember that.
Yeah, she's so successful.
And she started, shortly after your age. So just have the ultimate faith in yourself, because you will achieve amazing things. I'm ready to.
It's so validating.
And I will say, on that note, as a word of caution, there are some of your placements suggest that you could be like almost too devoted to your work. You know what I mean? Like, just making sure you take time to rest and recharge is super important. And like,
that's something I'm kind of like struggling with right now, where like I'll be doing too much, and then I'm like, oh wait, like I haven't been alone in
I haven't had a glass of water in 3 days.
I should probably sleep.
Maybe I should do that sometime.
Right.
So I'm trying to find like a balance of like working, but also relaxing and having time to myself.
You should relax and luxuriate, like not just chill, but like relax and like really pamper yourself.
Yeah, self-care.
Like make it like a big extreme, because I know you work hard. Like you need to like
Rest hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
like, yeah.
And like you said that earlier, and that was, it just sent that off in my mind. I was like, oh, I have to make sure we speak about that, because you're like, oh, it shouldn't be hitting a peak in your life. Like you should always be striving. And you're right. But also it's okay to have like valleys too, you know?
Yeah.
And I would say channel, again, like tune into that Taurus North node of, okay, a Taurus knows how to chill. They know how to relax and have a pampered time. Like
food and all.
Yeah. Fuzziest blanket you have, like one of those foot massagers.
Cucumber
face
mask. Girl, some grapes getting fed, all of that. But but for sure, I agree with what Cassie said. Like I get that. I'm like, yeah, we should always be evolving, but sometimes we grow the most at rest. And I mean, if you think about like even plants and everything, you think that a plant should be growing all the time, and the most growth that you see in a plant is never, you know, on the surface, is always, you know, beneath.
So true, yeah.
I
It's
have a
part
question.
Of the growing process.
That's right. For you,
she ready? She like,
what's
what's
our game? Because I just saw that Coral pinged us. It's about that time.
Oh, girl, yes, I know.
What?
We could talk to you forever.
Yeah, right? So easy. I said that when I had my hair done with her. I was like, you were just so easy to talk to.
She was ready. She was like, yo, I got this girl. I'm like, awesome, let's get her on.
Yeah. What role does control play in your life? Like, how important is having control over things for you?
I feel like I kind of go back and forth. Like, sometimes I'm kind of just like I can have times where I am more controlling than others. Other times I'm like, well, what can I do? Let me just go with the flow, because sometimes things really are just like out of your control. So another thing where I just try to keep a balance, where like I don't want to overdo it, but sometimes I feel like I tend to want a lot of control. And I try to remind myself like, sometimes it's just not like it's not in your control. So that's something I have to actively like tell myself.
Yeah.
That Leo 8th house energy is very controlling. I mean, Leos are another fixed sign. They believe they can manage every detail, right? And feel like they should. And especially with the 8th house, because it adds this element of not being sure you can necessarily trust anyone else to do what they say they're going to do or what they're capable of. And so you end up wanting to exert even more control over things. And that was part of the whole like beware of burnout thing is, and it sounds like you have a very, very healthy perspective on it. And that's exactly what you need to do, is just remember that sometimes you have to relinquish control because like it's simply not possible to have it. And B, like sometimes it's helpful to not be in control, you know. It's sometimes nice to let other people take the lead and just take directions from them for 5 minutes till you go back to running everything, and that's fine because you're great at it, you know what I mean? So
you can always listen to somebody else's perspective and then just show them your ways right the first time.
I said that on a work email the other day. Like someone like sent me a Slack message or whatever. I was like, I've never had much luck doing that. I was like, oh, I know we're not going to have luck doing it. I just want the other people on this thread to see that we're going to fail doing it. Like sometimes for me, it's just valuable to show other people that's not an option.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And
sure.
Sometimes
Let's
you gotta
try it your way. Yeah.
Right. Just to see like, sometimes it's when things are out of your control, it's like nice to, well, it's not nice in the moment, but like it's beneficial to try new things and see what works and doesn't work. Because if you do like your way constantly, you're never really gonna like learn new ththings.
Boom.
Look at this, out of the mouths of, well,
no,
the 2000s up in here.
Out of the mouths of Gen Z.
Is that what they are, right? All right,
so you consider Gen Z, right?
We're gonna rock on this game with your girl. Okay. So we like to call it blame it on my big three.
Okay.
So what we do for Blame It on My Big Three is that we use your big three and we have a topic, and Cassie is going to introduce what her big three are going to be described as today.
Yes. So we have picked hairstyles that we have correlated to your Sagittarius rising, your Leo sun, and your Libra moon. And so we'll go back and forth and name a hairstyle, and you have to tell us which one of the three you think it fits with. And we'll see.
Fun.
You know, I have confidence you're going to do great. And
Thank you.
you know, it's all in fun. So let's see. Tanae, you want to go first?
Yes. Bear with my descriptions.
Okay.
Because you see my hair. Hey. Okay. So my first one is a messy bun.
I kind of feel like that would be Sagittarius rising.
Yes, girl, you get it. All right.
Absolutely.
Can't explain
Just
why,
not
but I
giving
just
a
feel like
fuck.
it would be.
Yes, for sure, for sure. A bouffant.
Leo.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mane as
Like,
big as
just-
possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I hope you understand this reference.
Okay.
So, a feathered Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, I love that. So it would be Libra Moon, right? Or would that be Leo?
I would say
more
Leo.
options?
I would say Leo. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
That would
So
be Leo.
that's like my favorite. It looks so beautiful. Are there how many questions are there?
There's only
There's six.
there's
Okay.
only two more. Yeah.
So there's
only
like
two
more. Okay, because I was thinking like it's got to be Libra because there's only
Yeah.
But okay,
there's,
so there's
two
options.
apiece for
Yes.
each.
So
placement.
that was my Leo choice for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was a good. Yeah, no, I love that. I think that is so Leo. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Leo. It makes so
the
much
wispy.
sense.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, and yes,
the
that
volume.
you knew the reference. Listen,
Yes.
yes, that you knew the reference.
Yeah, we
Of
were very
course.
concerned that you'd have no fucking clue who Farrah Fawcett was.
I know.
Yes.
Okay, I may butcher the pronunciation of this, but a chignon, one of those fancy buns.
Oh, Libra. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty classic, you know,
Yeah.
very balanced look. Take it anywhere.
And I like a short curly bob.
Oh, cute. Okay, I feel like that could kind of be Sagittarius, but I'm not feeling super confident on
Ooh.
it.
I
is it
actually
Libra?
I did pick Libra because the reference that I have is 1950s Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah,
that was very
cute.
like pretty, you know.
Mhm.
You did great though. We
Thank
we picked
you.
hairstyles. Everybody gets something different.
Love
So this
that.
was your own unique
So
take.
personalized.
Do you have any questions or anything else for us?
Yeah, anything you want to chat about?
Yeah, you want to? Oh yes. Wait, tell people who you are, what you do,
Oh,
how to get
okay.
some coins
Promote
in your pocket,
yourself
girl.
if you want.
Yes.
Thank you. My name's Kaylee. I go to cosmetology school at Douglas J. Beta Institute in Royal Oak.
Hey.
If anyone wants to get their hair done before
Shout
April,
out.
Yes, yes, Royal
I
Oak, what
graduate
up?
in April.
Hey.
And then if anyone wants to get their hair done after April, I work at Hotspot Hair Salon. And
What's the name of the hair salon?
Hotspot Hair Salon. It's
Hotspot-
in Clinton Township.
Oh, I know where that is too. Hey, okay. So y'all go find Kaylee. Cassie can vouch for her, co-sign and co-sign.
Yes, my pixie. She's was helping me with my growing out of my pixie cut, and it's happening. It's growing. It's getting longer.
It's cute,
She did a
girl. I
great
like
job.
it. I like it, Cassie.
Looks so
That's cute,
good.
girl.
Thank you, and it was just a delight to be in your chair because you're so
Oh,
sweet
it's so
and fun to talk to.
Yeah, it was so fun talking to you. I love talking about astrology.
Look at how this came full circle. Well,
I
thank
know,
you
right?
so much. It was nice to meet
Thank
you.
you
I got to
so
kick you out
much.
for now, but you can join back in.
Come back in.
It's nice to meet you guys
Thank you,
too. Thank you so
Kaylee.
much for everything.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
night.
See you later.
See
Bye-bye.
you later. Bye.
Oh,
There's hope.
I know. You guys, I saw just some there's some incredible young people out there. We're going to be okay. I also think that like I was thinking about this recently. Because we are just slightly different. Like you're technically Gen X, right? He's
I mean,
weird.
yeah, just a little bit.
Right. You're borderline millennial. I'm like borderline millennial too, because I'm the early millennial. But I'm so grateful. Like, I just saw a thing about Demi Moore going out in some like super low cut gown and looking hot at like 59. And I'm just like, I love that we're living in an era when like all the Gen Xers who are older than us are like, we still do whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna get naked. We're gonna be hot. Like, and the younger kids are like, we're out here just taking over the world. I love it. It's so good.
And think about it like that. They might as well, like, we have all the people in their 50s and 60s to look up to, because they are just Angela Bassett living her best life, Tina Turner, you know, like you said,
forever.
But Demi Moore is a Scorpio, so
she's saucy. Elder millennials. That's right, Bobby. That's the term. We're elder millennials.
Elder, really? Elder? Yeah. I don't know about elder.
I heard somebody refer to it as geriatric millennial, and I was like, I will.
Okay, first of all, geriatric makes me think I am on a bunch of pills. I am in a wheelchair. And I have liver spots. None of that, which is true. So, no, I call it seasoned and wise. Okay,
that's right.
What it is.
Elder, that's right.
Elder. I've just been on this, just been living here longer, 4 decades. Yeah, I mean, whatever. But I was very appreciative of her take on just herself, and like that much self-awareness at that age.
But it makes you wonder, as we have talked about numerous times on this show, astrology is a helpful way to tune into your own patterns and recognize how to work with them and not against them. And she is somebody who grew up her whole life learning about astrology and clearly deeply, because she knows her entire chart by heart. Like, so she's probably clued into a lot of her own patterns and has been able to work with them already at a young age. And what an advantage to have going into your 20s to be like, oh, I actually have a clue about who I am. And now I'll be able to cope with the shit that life will inevitably heave my way, because that's just what life does.
She's going to shock the shit out of a lot of people, and I am so happy for that.
For it.
Like,
here
she is about to. I'm like, yes, girl. Yeah, I see you. Hairstyles by Kaylee.
That's right. Find her on Instagram.
Listen, she ready. She like, yeah, I'm about to graduate. All right, I'm done. She already got plans on plans.
Yep.
So we got some questions, right?
Whoop, whoop. We
Let's
do
get
have a couple of questions. First from email. I'm an Aquarius sun, Sagittarius moon, and Gemini rising. Any insight into that would be appreciated. That's so okay. So that's a lot of masculine. That's all masculine energy. But now it's hard to just take someone's big three and like know them. You know what I mean? Like, it's because you can't do that. Kaylee is a good example of that, because we had to look at some other influences in her chart. Like, actually didn't even get into all her second house Pisces placements.
We didn't get to her karma path. We didn't get to a lot.
But to see where, even though her big three are all masculine energy, that she actually had a lot of feminine energy to balance it out. But I will say, for those big three, that's a lot of talkative and idea-oriented energy. And I would imagine for that person, they may find that they say out loud things that a whole lot of other people would not say, and it might get them into some trouble. So, trying
probably
to
no filter.
Yeah, right. I mean, just being aware that your manner may seem abrupt or crass to people who are more sensitive and just perhaps less intellectual than you. And they're probably the type of person, especially with the Sagittarius and Gemini energy, that can like get along with anyone. Aquarians too. It's just that Aquarians don't bother with a whole lot of people. Like, it's not that they can't get along. It's just that they don't want to.
Choose. It's choices. Right. But choices, you know, just, but
Right.
I think that, the Gemini rising is not for everybody because it has to be in a certain setting. And I think that this person would do very well to kind of really find what they actually feel and believe in. Like there could be a lot, but really like hone in on self-evaluation would be good. And self-reflection, but what really seems to be true. I think the Gemini rising allows them to be adaptable in all kinds of situations. But I think that the Sagittarius moon, them little fiery feelings is, I mean, and of course, like where all the placements are, like that helps too. But
yeah, true.
But
Knowing
like
what
you said,
house
all of
placement.
those energies aren't known for tact.
Yeah. And that Gemini, anytime you have within your big three a sister sign pairing too, just you have to look at that dynamic of what about those two things are opposite. And my contention with Gemini and Sagittarius is that it's the difference between intelligence and wisdom. And Geminis are interested in accumulating little bits of knowledge, and Sagittariuses want to get to the core of the truth and drill down. And I kind of think it's probably preferable to have, if you're going to have a rising and moon be Gemini and Sagittarius, to have it the way you have it, to have it as a Gemini rising and a Sagittarius moon, because
way more.
That means that you have an inner truth, right? Your Sagittarius philosopher self is the part of you that is internally like leading the charge for your other big, your other two big placements, right? And that Gemini rising is a very adaptable feature, like you can, like, whereas somebody who's got maybe a Sagittarius sun or Sagittarius rising might argue with someone whose viewpoint doesn't align with their truth, a Gemini will give a little bit more space for that. And they just like to be contrarians, but they're not going to get as heated about it as a Sagittarius would. But that said, if you touch on the Sagittarius, if you touch the wrong feeling for that Sagittarius moon person, look out.
But I think the Aquarius and Sag energy actually is really good. I think deep down that person is like probably really independent. And super, super freedom loving. They could be out here with a bunch of different folks.
Sure.
Just that kind of energy. But I definitely think that that's not a bad trio in that order.
No, that to me, I'm guessing that's a person who is like, a freelancer or owns their own business, because that is a combination of energies that does not want to be doing a 9 to 5 for somebody else's bullshit.
No time constraints. No, I gotta do me.
Exactly.
I gotta do me for me. So I would say all that.
Hell yeah. Second email question, unless you got one. Did you get one directly? Sometimes that happens and I never know if like a question popped up on your screen.
I'll let you. Nope. Okay. So far we just have our all air Jason saying balancing intelligence and intuition is the key. Wise.
Fact. Jason, come through them truth bombs.
Like, he be doing it.
How odd is it that I, my husband, our child, and my mother have north nodes in Leo?
I mean, it is quite strange that all of those energies have evolved, but I'm guessing also the way everybody's birthday falls out. That's just kind of...
Yeah, it's odd because, I mean, like, to be a math nerd about it, right? It'd be like, it's 1 in 12 that you're going to have you with a north node in Leo. And so to get the odds, you'd multiply 1 over 12 by 1 over 12 4 times. And so it's like 1 in 10,000. It is not likely that would happen. It does correlate to the years. To me, it wouldn't be surprising at all to have a partner, or not super surprising, to have your partner have the same north node of you as you, because it takes about 1.5 years for a North Node transit to happen. So if you married someone or you know, you're dating somebody who's close in age to you, then it's likely that they have the same North Node placement as you. What it's interesting is that it's also your mother's and your child's, because you would have had to, it takes about 19 years to get back to, you know, its original, you know, wherever it was. Every 19 years it comes back to that spot. So you'd either have to be 19-ish, 18, 19, or 36, 37, 38 for that just to math out properly. So it is kind of crazy. What do you think that family dynamic is like?
A lot of egos that need to be in check. I think a lot, and the North Node has a lot more to do with like the soul, and so the soul's purpose is to shine. Everybody has to shine in that family, and so that's a lot of, you know, energy that everybody wants to be in the spotlight. But I think that everybody's ego should be a healthy level of what they know to be true. And a lot of their like soul's evolution is instead, because that means their south node's in Aquarius. So that is more with groups and the bigger picture and the collective. And they all have to kind of remove themselves from that collective and really find what's individually good for them. And we actually have a question about Amy.
Oh, because you gotta be a Michigander.
I know, right? I was gonna say
that's a Michigan last name right there.
I think that's Kaylee's sister, or Kaylee's relative. I can't say. I said sister because it's the first option. I can't see the picture, but Amy asks, she has North Node in Aquarius. What does that mean? And it would mean the exact opposite, which tells me that you have South Node in Leo. And so as much as you want, it's the mom. Hi. Oh, thank you for producing. Cute. Thank you for, oh wait, you know astrology. You know what it means. Thank you for producing an amazing child. We had so much fun with her. But going from the self to the collective. And so your soul likes to see what's better, wants to know what's the collective's drive, what's the humanitarian. So it may be on the line of you working for like a soup kitchen, the homeless, anything, any like kind of underdog or disenfranchised group, like your soul feels more drawn to that and less kind of to your ego. So it's, you know, North Node and Aquarius. I think North Nodes are, wherever they are, that's what they're meant to be, especially if they are either opposite of the energy that your sun or other planets has. It gives you a good common balance. Where's your sun? What's your sun? Mama Kay? Gemini,
right?
Gemini, right? Okay.
I think so, if I'm remembering correctly. I think sister was Gemini. Sagittarius.
Yeah. Look, you better know that chart. You better know that chart. But yeah. So
Gemini confirmed. That's good though, because you're already in touch with sort of sussing things out in an intellectual way, right? Like Geminis are intelligent. They're highly intelligent.
Sag, Moon, Scorpio rising. Mom, you're next. You're coming on. So ask your daughter how to get on the show, because we're bringing you on. We've had a mother and daughter already, so you are more than welcome to join. Yeah, we want to talk all about
our first Gemini guest, right? She would be our first Gemini if we booked her.
Yeah, I think
But yeah,
she's ready. Node. Sag, Moon, Scorpio rising. Okay,
we got a lot to talk about.
Well, oh my God, we really do. We just said Sag, Moon. Oh my goodness.
That North Node and especially knowing that you have a Sagittarius placement as well, like, you know, your purpose here in this lifetime is to tune into the part of humanity that you feel connected with, that group that you can help, that you feel like you belong to, that you want to see like lifted up, finding that and finding ways to do that, to be of service to that group, and not in like a Virgo way, which can be sort of self-sacrificing, but in a way where it's like you realize that you're aligning with your highest purpose by being part of this group of people who are also aligning with their highest purpose. And that way nobody has to sacrifice because everybody's getting lifted up together.
It's like what's good for you is good for the group. So Coral just dropped the email in the chat, so just go ahead and send it. Again, your daughter can tell you how to get there. Thank you so much for that question.
That was a great one.
So excited to have Kaylee on. Guys, please, everybody that has been watching the show, anybody that watches after, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes. We're trying to move this whole operation over to YouTube, y'all.
We got some things going. We love it here, but we really want to get some more things going. So please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you do want to be on the show, Coral just dropped the email, thezodiacchatline@gmail.com. Just shoot us an email. I promise you I will respond. Cassie, it's time for Cassie's excited because Cassie loves this text. We love you too, Bobby.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do the what?
King. Oh, happy early birthday, Bobby.
Animal spirit. Happy early birthday, Bobby. We love you, Fish. You can come on the show too.
Yeah.
You love watching on. Thank you, sister twin, girl. Sister twin. That's my sister twin, y'all.
Today's birthday twin, my name twin. So much just
related.
Love happening.
Yes. And I found out she lives here too. I was like, what? Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to hang out.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. Ooh. You saw that. Ooh. Crazy like a what? Fine.
Ooh.
I love this one. I actually, sometimes I see when I see foxes, I think that's the right way to say it, on tarot cards, they make them look very sly and cunning and like just kind of but this fox looks so not necessarily cunning, but just not as sneaky, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. You guys can look at this because it's so pretty. Oh, look at that artwork and my cute nails. Okay.
Yes.
Right? Fox. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. When in balance, it's magical, ingenious teacher, and monogamous. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity. To bring into balance is partnership and connection. That's actually really good based on having the Venus and Mars in Aquarius. So connections,
Absolutely.
All of that.
Yeah. And she, like your point, you're right that foxes in popular culture are portrayed as it's like in a negative, like their cunning is not appreciated. It's like they're always sneaking off to do something. Like we're supposed to be suspicious of them, but they're just very intelligent.
The fox going in the hen house, and it's like, but it's a fox. A fox is doing what a fox. A fox is doing what a fox is gonna do. A fox doesn't do anything weird. It's like, why is the fox going in the house? Well, shit, because there's hens in there. What do you mean?
Right, he's doing fox things. Okay, let him live.
But I do. I actually, first of all, I just love the artwork on this card.
Yeah,
I really do. It's just like it's so real. Like I kind of want to pet.
I know.
But I did like what it said about the not just the monogamy, but being able to be a masterful teacher. And if you think about foxes, like their cunningness is actually more just a clever way of accomplishing something. And just because you're clever, it just means you kind of outwitted, and you kind of just thought outside the box or just thought a different way. So I'm thinking, okay, let's take this. We got this fox energy.
I'll carry you into the week with me.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's good.
Hell yeah.
So guys, we will see you on Thursday for our Q&A live. You know what
Talking
it is?
about cusps.
We talk about cusps, but you guys, we talk to you the whole time because we want you there talking to us because we'll just talk to each other. but it's better if you guys are there. So come join Cassie and myself on Thursday at 10 p.m. We will be right here on the IG Lives. And again, please go follow our YouTube page, like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends.
Yeah, ask your mom, ask your aunt and uncle.
These
Bobby,
cool witches.
tell Uncle Andy to follow us, baby.
Everybody. Please, I implore anybody that is watching right now, ask 4 people to just, hey, my friends just need you to follow their YouTube page. Just have them subscribe. Just ask 4 people. I promise you.
He asks for friends, and they ask for friends, and so on and so on.
That's how it goes. Guys, Cassie, it's been great. Always an attitude of gratitude. Thank you for everything, guys, for always just boosting us up, because I'm telling you, it's an ego boost for me. I don't know about you, girl. But y'all be like, oh my God, you're fun. Yeah, we try, but we love each other. We real friends in real life. We real peoples. Cassie girl, I would never want to do this without you. You know I love you.
I love you. I love you all so much.
It's all love, y'all.
And peace.